Hello everybody, it is Monday, the third Monday of the month, and my name is Pauline and I'm guiding your meditation today. And I'm so glad you are all here meditating with us. We do this every first and every third Monday of the month at noon Arizona time, and I'm always specific saying noon Arizona time because we don't do the daylight savings thing, so that makes it a little complicated when you're doing things with people in other states. I hope you are all well. I hope you had a good weekend. If you saw the email that I sent out, so I was a little bit, let's say, shaken a little bit, or a little, like I wasn't in my best mood, I would say, on Saturday, and I hadn't been already. I started worrying about some things that were happening, and I was also aware that I wasn't really liking how it was affecting me, and like how just things outside of myself were affecting me. And so that's what I decided to do in the weekend. I said, how do I best respond to these types of things? Like my goal is to be somebody who shares peace and who shares being stable, like when there's chaos around me, and I feel like I'm actually getting angry at things easier, and having opinions, like kind of really, this kind of person or that kind of person, like, that kind of judgmental. And I decided I don't want that. So that's what I worked on, on like, how do I not have that? Like, what do I do here? Like, basically I prayed and I meditated for wisdom. And when you really strongly do those kind of things, then often answers will just show up for you. And so the answer showed up really just automatically, I think, Sunday morning. And then I went to a kind of like a church service, and they had some really great, they basically addressed the exact topic that I'd been wondering about, which is always really wonderful. And I thought I'm going to share it with you, because if I deal with that, I'm sure I'm not the only person. We all deal with similar type issues, especially if we're all exposed to similar type stresses. So, a couple of things that came to me at the time, and one was, I really want to be like. If you saw the email, I put a quote on there from Paramahansa Yogananda, who's a saint from India who came to America in, I think, the 1920s, and created some temples, created an organization, Self-Realization Fellowship, and I've read a lot of his books, and it's wonderful. It's just real wisdom. And he said, really, we want to be so strong in our spiritual practice that we can show up and be unshaken amidst breaking worlds, or amidst breaking grounds, or something along those lines. So even if there's chaos around us, can we stay strong? Not, we're human. Things are touching us, period. If something happens around you that is really sad, you'll be sad. But I also think that there's things that are happening around us where we can choose a response. Are we going to be part of the problem, or are we going to be actually a more positive influence? Are we going to go along with darkness, or are we going to be part of the group that shines light into the darkness? And I saw light on your virtual background there, Kelly, and I was like, oh great, this is awesome. And I'm thinking, if I just look at the bottom line, come to the light. And I'm thinking, yes. So I want to be part of the group that shines light. And so how do you do that? So, well, really, that is what we've been talking about these past 10, 12 years here, and that is by staying in the present moment, first of all, worrying about what might happen and what could happen. You prepare within reason. If I think, Arizona heat, I'm preparing by making sure my air conditioner is fixed, and I have air conditioning filters, and I have enough water in the car. That's smart. But I'm not going to already sit and have a dreadful day because my air conditioner might break, and then what do I do? And so the same thing with other things that are happening in our life. We prepare within reason, and then we enjoy this moment. I can already be upset about things that might happen months from now. I can also really appreciate that right now it's all right. And the other thing is, I can also think, How can I contribute? What can I do that is positive? What can I do that is not adding to this, the darkness, basically? And so, I might have a visceral response to certain ways people decorate their cars or the stickers that they put on there. I'm on the freeway a lot, so I always use a lot of freeway examples. I could also just say that's their opinion and that's their thought, and they have every right to do whatever they want. And it's up to me to manage my reaction. That's my job. I have no control about what other people are doing. I can control how I respond to that. And what I've learned is that when I'm really consistent in my meditation practice, in my spiritual practice, which can also be reading, praying, showing up at work with a positive mindset, and doing those type of things, and meditating on a regular basis and really staying present, I am not as reactive to all these things that are happening around me. So it's really about building my inner strength, building my character. That's what is needed. So I can stay in a stable state, and I don't allow others to rob me of my peace. I want to have this really strong peace that you can do whatever you want. I'm keeping this. Don't rob me of that. And I'm not blaming you when you try and rob me of that. I'm blaming me when I let you. I think, was it Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, nobody can rob you of your happiness, or something along those lines, unless you give them permission to do so. I think it's up to me. And so the way you do that, the way you get stronger in your body, is by going to the gym and doing stuff that, that you lift weights, that you train resistance, and you're not picking up your styrofoam weights, because that doesn't do a thing for you. Well, the same with your mental and spiritual practice. You got to get to work and do it. And, and that could be, everybody has their own way, and I'm not here to tell you exactly what you're going to do. But for me, it is every morning I wake up and I do a little yoga type exercises, and I sit and meditate, and I read something inspirational, and then I pray. And that's my 30 minutes in the morning, starting at 4:40 a.m. to get to work at 7. And, that's not always easy, but that's how I build my strength. And so that's really my message today. Build it, and don't wait for things to fall apart and then like, oh my gosh, where do I find answers? This is what we train for. This is why you train your body by, training your body, strength training, etc., eating well. You train your mind and your spiritual muscle to become a warrior in that perspective by doing your meditation, doing your prayers, reading inspirational books and those kind of things, and getting an understanding as why you're even on this planet to begin with. I think that helps too. So there you go. That's my Monday sermon. So let's get to work and let's meditate. I always like to start with a little stretch. So maybe stretch if you're feeling inclined to do so. And if my stretch doesn't seem attractive to you, then do something else. So I like to reach my arms up overhead and just lengthen my spine. I like to place my hands behind my head and just open my elbows and lean back and lift the chest. And by the way, if you want to be receiving those bi-weekly reminders for the email, you can give your email address to Paul and he will put you on the list. I'm placing my left hand on my left shoulder behind my head, and I take my other arm and I do a little stretch, pulling my elbow gently towards my head, and then I do a little side bending along with it. Oh God, that feels good. And I do the same on the other side. So I put my right hand on top of my right shoulder, left hand takes hold of my right elbow, stretch the elbow towards the head and bend sideways. And it's kind of funny, as we're doing stretching, I'm thinking about how, let's go, put your arm down, put your hands behind you. If you want to stand, you can stand. I'll stand so I can show you, but you can do it in sitting as well. Put your hands behind you and then lift your chest like that. Or if you're standing, you can put your hands away from you, stretch your chest like that. So for us to be, we just need strength, but we also need flexibility. Physically, but also with that mental, spiritual part. We need to be flexible, learning, and we need to be strong in, maintaining our own values and sticking with those values and virtues. All right, yeah, that's a good idea, Dave. Let's do a little stretching of the neck. Maybe some circles, or maybe just ear to shoulder. Be very kind to your neck. It's a delicate little area. Maybe look up, and maybe look down, and hike your shoulders up to your ears. Take a big breath in, and then exhale with a sigh. Let's do that one more time. All right. Sit back in your chair if you like to. If you were a little sleepy today, sometimes it actually helps to not sit all the way back in your chair, but to actually not have the back support, because then you have to stay more engaged. I'm using the back support today. Feels good. I'm alert enough. And then hands can be on top of each other like this, or palms can be facing up, and the backs of the hands on your legs, or they can be down, or they can be hanging, resting on your armrest. So find a good position for yourself, anywhere where you're comfortable. You can always change position if needed, but do so really mindfully. Don't just fidget. Allow your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. If that's not comfortable for you, then just kind of gaze down towards your desk, or towards the floor if you're not sitting at a desk. And let's start with taking 3 calm, long breaths, breathing in through the nose. And you can breathe out through the nose or through the mouth, whichever you prefer. Three of those, letting go of whatever tension you might be holding. And even letting go of the expectations for your meditation. Who knows what meditation you'll have today? It doesn't matter. You're here, you're showing up, you're doing it. After that 3rd breath, resume your normal breathing pace, ideally in and out through the nose. Let your belly be soft, so your breath can be easily received in a relaxed belly. Allow the shoulders to relax away from your ears. Allow your jaw to be soft, and let there be a little space between your top and bottom teeth. Let your face be without expression. Forehead is smooth. Eyes are relaxed. They're very lightly closed, no effort. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Let your neck muscles know it's okay to let go. If you find that difficult, just use your exhale to relax a little more. Allow your hands to be soft. A natural curl in your fingers. Thumbs are resting. Let your pelvis be soft. Feel how your whole pelvis is supported by your seat. Feel your thighs resting on the seat of your chair. Lower legs soft and relaxed. And your feet are firmly planted on the floor unless you chose to sit cross-legged. Just feeling your feet strong and grounded on the floor. So your foundation is strong, your feet are grounded, connected to the floor, connected to the earth. Your pelvis is grounded and connected to your chair. And your spine is rising up from your pelvis with the top of your head reaching for the heavens. So as they say, head in the heavens and the feet on the ground. Allowing yourself to be tall, sitting with dignified posture. The breath is moving effortlessly in and out of the body, calm, easy, light. No need for super deep breaths, because we're sitting still and do not need a ton of oxygen here. Body is relaxed, the breath is effortless, and we're allowing ourselves to rest. But the body is relaxed, but the mind stays alert at the same time. This is not just relaxation where we just kind of doze off. Our mind stays alert. It helps to lift your gaze a little bit. So with your eyes closed, if you chose to have your eyes closed, just lift your gaze as if you're looking through a spot in front of the center of your eyebrows. So the spot between your eyebrows and a few inches in front of that, as if you're looking up at that. It will keep you alert. So right now we are embodying being focused, being alert, being grounded, and being relaxed. Notice the state of your thoughts right now, the state of your mind. Look at it as if you're looking at a movie screen. Like, what type of thoughts are coming through your mind? Okay, you kind of stay in that observer seat, noticing your thoughts, your state of mind, just observing that. Just like you can observe the sensations in your body, you can also observe the state of your mind. And what I find very interesting is that once we learn to observe the mind, we can decide whether certain thoughts are actually welcome or maybe not. The problem often is that it's kind of happening without us being conscious of it, or we think that we are these thoughts. But to actually step away from it and observe that we are just, these thoughts are just kind of coming and going. Thoughts are different whether we ate well or not, whether we slept well or not. All kinds of things affect our thinking. And when thoughts come through that we're like, you know what, I don't even want to think about this stuff, we actually can intervene and say, nope, not thinking about that, go away. Or we can take a different thought in our mind and just simply focus on that. And then allow whatever thoughts are passing through to just pass through and not follow them. And that is what a mantra practice is about. A mantra is also called a tool for the mind, or a vehicle for the mind. And we use it to keep our mind focused and not let our thoughts take over. One of the things that we could use as a mantra is on the in-breath, we say to ourselves, I am. And on the out-breath, peace. Or peaceful, or at peace, whichever you like. I'm not going to give you all kinds of different options, because then you're going to start wondering which one's best for you. I would say just go with I am peace, or I am at peace, or I'm peaceful. And see if you can mentally repeat that for yourself on the in-breath. I am peace. And anytime your mind starts wandering away, go right back to the breath and the mantra, I am peace. And we'll stick with that for a few minutes. Body relaxed, gaze a little lifted. I am peace. And as you're repeating the words, I am peace, notice where in your body you feel peaceful. Notice areas of peace in your heart. And imagine that peace as a light shining, filling your heart, and then shining, radiating from your heart outside, like a big bright beam of light. You don't have to put effort into this. Just the sensations of calm and peace radiating from your heart, and then the collective light and peace radiating from our hearts, connecting and turning into an even brighter beam of light. And connecting with all the other people right now on our planet that are praying, that are meditating, that are just doing uplifting things for humanity, and that we're uniting with their light and their peace. And then imagine that collective light, that collective peace, just enveloping our globe. So any dark clouds that are around our globe are just getting punctured by that light. Light dispels darkness. Just imagine our bright light, our collective light, just breaking down the dark clouds, touching people's hearts that are receptive to this, maybe even touching the hearts of those and the minds of those that are not receptive to it. Just bringing upliftment to the earth, to all the citizens of this earth. And when that feels complete, take a long breath in and a full breath out. Rub your hands together vigorously, and once they're warm, place them over your eyes lightly. And then behind your hands, open and close your eyes a few times and look up and down and side to side. And then lower your hands down. With your gaze down, open your eyes. And when you feel ready, you may place your hands in front of your chest if you're up for that, for a little namaste. First of all, bowing to yourself, honoring who you are, honoring your soul and your willingness to make a difference and to show up on Monday to meditate. And then a collective namaste to each other for showing up and doing the same thing. I'm wishing you peace, and I hope to see you all again on August the 5th. All right, till then, thanks for